It's Week 16 of the National Football League, and we'll see the Buccaneers reigning league MVP. He comes in third in the league in passing touchdowns. It's the Bucs and the Saints next on EA Sports.
From a city that's played host to 10 Super Bowls, here's a look inside the Superdome in New Orleans. Today, it's the penultimate week of the regular season, Week 16, and we've got a good one in store between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. As CD, you look at the Saints in this matchup. Their run game has proven superior so far this season, but that could change this week because now they face the best defensive front in the NFL. It won't be easy for them, Charles, to let that ground game do the heavy lifting like they usually do.
I think you're right about that, and I'll guarantee they have a backup plan in place. I also don't think they want to shy away from what they do best, which is running the football. Maybe their style changes a little bit. Maybe the blocking scheme's different, but they're definitely going to test them in the run game before they abandon it.
The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw one touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
They begin with a run by Davis. Oh, he shifts past him, and he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 11 yards there on the first play from scrimmage.
That's one of those mean potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at him and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Cox. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 8 catches, 85 yards.
Having a nice season. Number 8 in the league in receiving yards. And not just making his team happy, but anyone who's picked him in fantasy football.
2nd and 2. Incomplete. This defense for the Saints, they were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
Yeah, they gave up 17 points, but that's what you would consider a goal for each and every defense, because if you give up 17 points a game all year long, you're thinking you're going to be a playoff team because you expect your offense to score more than that. That's what you're looking for. Room to improve, of course, but I'd have to say a very solid performance.
Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
So here are the Saints with a long field ahead. And they will be led out by their rookie quarterback.
So this is where we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is take care of the ball, run it inside, everyone cover it. Just, get yourself some room and let your punter punt it out of there. But when you really got a QB you can trust, you might want to take a little shot early and try and create some space.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he was very fortunate there to get out of his end zone. He maybe got back to the 2-yard line. There they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll get him a little bit of breathing room across the 5 to the 6-yard line. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. 4th down.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
Here comes the Saints punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Taking it about the 36. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Cox. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A very solid gain of 27.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. 2nd and 3. Toward the sideline, and he will have the 1st down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. They'll try and run forward with Davis. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. They're going to look to throw. And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bucs are on the board first here this afternoon. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Take it in at the 3. Out comes the Saints offensive unit and the NFC playoff race. Let's have a look at it. And for them right now, not a done deal. They are holding down one of the final 3 wildcard spots with 2 weeks to go, but you know, there are others, Charles, kind of nipping at their heels a bit.
And, Brandon, it's always worth keeping in mind, and I have to keep writing it down for myself. Remember, it's 7 teams in each conference now making the playoffs. So that brings more important games to the end of the season. So, in theory, more teams alive for a postseason berth later in the year.
Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Alexander. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Give him 18 there, and the Saints have a 1st down.
Now, how about this throw right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. The ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Complete to number 82. 4 yards on the pickup.
They'll set up to throw. And incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on third down conversions to start this thing. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 41 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They go again with Davis. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's 2nd down. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. They'll set up a throw. He gets it to Cooks. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Complete to number 82. It's a gain of 17 yards. And a Buccaneer 1st down.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Out of the shotgun, they'll run with Davis. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another good gain. That's now 35.
Past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Getting this ball out wide for Davis. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. Here's a 2nd and 7. And that's complete to Cooks. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Davis, he'll try to run for it. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line.
We got to come up with a T-shirt and sell it that says no indecision on 3rd and 1. And we didn't see it on that run, did we? Got his shoulders square, just got right into the line of scrimmage and picked it up.
Absolutely. Picked his lane, went with it, and converted. Looking to throw. This is caught. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. They'll look to throw. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Bucs go up by 2 touchdowns.
You always admire a guy who can go through his progressions and find the open receiver. I believe we just saw that there.
And we admire him just a little bit more when it goes for a touchdown. Point after try forthcoming. And it's good to make it 14-0. That time a 9-play drive. And it ends with a touchdown for the Bucs. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Hands it off out of the gun. And some room to maneuver. 17 there and a New Orleans first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. And this is caught by Watkins. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. His first catch, good for 16 and a first.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, they'll try to run it. Good footwork at the 30. And some room to roam now. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. 52 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. Well, that is a running back who was not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him.
Yeah, that's a run born out of ferociousness. He took on that initial contact and in his mind just screamed, "Out of my way," and kept right on going and wound up turning it into a big play.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
They'll look to throw here. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. He'll look to throw. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Out now is the field goal unit for New Orleans. From the left hash, just a 32-yard attempt. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point of drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. He dumps this off underneath. Here's Davis. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. That one a first down pickup of 8.
And they'll use him out in the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. He finds his man, complete. That's Cox. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Nice idea, nice concept there. Line him up on the left side of the formation, let him sneak his way across, coming back underneath, put it in his hands, let him get a few more yards after the catch, too.
Great way to utilize a tight end on the drag route. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. And his kick is indeed good, and they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. Well, what do you think? Maybe a little disappointment there. They had a pretty nice drive going at the end of the half, and they have to settle for 3.
Well, definitely a little bit of disappointment there, because when you kick a short field goal, you shake your head a little bit like, could we have done a little bit more? Could we have gotten one more shot to try and get 6? But with what little time was left on the clock, I think it was a smart play.
And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. Some critical games going on as teams fight for those final playoff berths. Let's get you around the NFL here in a busy Week 16. Let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in the first half for Tampa Bay. And their offense has been in top form so far, especially their passing game, as it's helped push them out to this big halftime lead. Meanwhile, for the Saints, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Taking it about the 1. And able to get this out to the 25. The Saints set to go here to begin the third quarter. And right out of the gate, they face what you think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
Here's 2nd and 8. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back to throw. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down. The passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. Taking it about the 16. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Throw complete right side to Cooks. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll drop to throw. There again is Cooks, complete. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Complete to number 82. A gain of 14. First down, Buccaneers.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. He'll look to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
I know that no game in the NFL is ever easy, but they're making it look that way. Everything is being done with such precision. Just on this drive alone, 3 plays, 3 first downs. If you're on defense, you're scrambling, looking at each other, trying to figure out how are we going to slow these guys down.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Inside give to Davis. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. Back to throw here. And Davis with it left side. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
Brandon, it certainly looked like they had that play defended well, but it still almost worked. Got it to the running back. He wound up getting really good yardage out of it. But it was 3rd and long, and they were able to rally and stop him before he could get to the marker.
And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So just 3 points there, but that important in the grand scheme of things because it's now a 3-score lead.
And to now, the other guys haven't shown that they can do anything offensively. So just take the points, keep adding that cushion, and let your defense win you the football game.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd down. Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer. Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. 2nd and 10. Now back to throw. And this is caught by Fells, right side. And he'll be corralled right around the 34.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. He'll get this to about the 38. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And the defense on him quickly there as they stop him at the 40 for a gain of just 2.
A gain of 2 on the play.
gun now on third down. Over the middle, he's got Watkins. And he is going to have a Saints first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Looking sideline, and he's going to have his man as he was able to walk the tightrope there for the completion.
That's a gain of 7.
They'll look to throw again. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. And here's a handoff out of the gun. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. At the Bucs 39-yard line.
They'll set up a throw. He finds his man. Complete. It's Day. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1. Out now is the field goal unit for New Orleans. He made his first, this from 47 yards out. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And that will finish off this 3rd quarter of play. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
To number 16. A 7-yard pickup. It's a 2nd and 3. At the 34-yard line.
3 yards remain for 2nd down. They'll set up to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Cox. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Looking to throw. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A big play there. 47 yards. And the Bucs look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. He's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the 4th quarter after that one, CD. And well, he looked right off the line like he knew that that ball was coming his way, and he secured it for 6 points.
Yeah, and I think when you're leading by a healthy margin already, it actually loosens you up and allows you to take maybe a few more chances and definitely play with more confidence because he certainly saw something he could exploit in the defense, and he made sure to let his quarterback know, just get it to me. And the rest was all up to him, and he delivered and made it a 3-score game.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there.
Well, with 3 weeks left, they are in one of those 3 wild card spots, Charles, but that spot is not clinched, and there's not a ton of breathing room for them. So the bottom line, they just need to focus on winning right now.
Yeah, they totally have their eyes open, don't they? They know they've got teams trying to run them down. They can hear their footsteps. The question coaches ask guys in the locker room, do you have another gear left to pull away and lock in that playoff spot? If so, let's hit it.
He finds his man, complete. It's Alexander.
Complete to number 3. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
2nd and 2.
Buccaneers 48-yard line.
He's got his tight end. It's Fells. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 31-yard line. He'll drop to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
By number 10. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up
2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7.
They'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Alexander.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Makes it 3rd and 2.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. They'll try and run for it. Dances by at the 20. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line.
That's another Saints first down.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. He's at the 40. The 20. And he returns it to the end zone. A fumble recovery touchdown for the Bucs. We know this defense has some playmakers. We saw it right there. Well, really, we've seen it the whole game.
Isn't it nice to see that on the opposite side of the ball? Respect, my man, respect. The defensive guys are outscoring their opposing offense.
Yeah, they're outscoring him indeed with that score alone.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd down and 12. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And that is incomplete, but there is a flag. And on 4th down, this is a big call.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Here's Davis. He'll try and run some clock. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
He's tackled at the 34-yard line. 8 yards.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Here's Davis to run again on second. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
2 yards on the play. First down, Buccaneers.
They'll run it again here with Davis. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. 79 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I can be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. So time has run out on what will be a Tampa Bay victory. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
So for the Bucs, they continue to rack up the victories as this one moves them to 13-2 on the year. And they will head home next week to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, it's a tough blow to their playoff aspirations as they drop to 9-6. And they'll be back home next week as they're set to take on the Carolina Panthers.